The plot of Macbeth, Act 5. There are a high number of scenes in Act 5, many of them very short. This is because it is the final act, so events build quickly to the final climax as Macbeth and Lady Macbeth finally get their just comeuppance. The act opens by reintroducing Lady Macbeth, who is now a shell of the woman she once was. Mentally unwell, she is sleepwalking, replaying fragments of what we've seen and heard before surrounding the murders of Duncan, Banquo, and Lady Macduff. Her subconscious confessions are witnessed by an amazed doctor and servant. This is the last time we will see Lady Macbeth on stage. For the rest of the play, Shakespeare switches between the gathering forces of Malcolm's army and Macbeth in his castle at Dunsinane. First, in Scene 2, 4 thanes with their soldiers meet up and give us an update by briefly discussing Macbeth and how his soldiers are abandoning him. They then leave together to meet up with Malcolm's main army near Birnam Wood. Meanwhile, in Scene 3, Macbeth dismisses reports of his deserting soldiers, confident that because of the witch's last set of predictions he is safe. Privately, though, he is more depressed, recognizing how isolated and lonely he is now. The doctor arrives to tell Macbeth that he can do little for Lady Macbeth's mental ill health, and Macbeth scornfully dismisses medicine and continues preparations. In the 4th scene, which takes place by Birnam Wood, Malcolm's army is now at full strength. He orders every soldier to cut a branch down from the trees in order to hide their true numbers. Unaware of this, Macbeth waits for Malcolm's army to approach. He is given 2 sets of devastating news. Lady Macbeth has died, and Birnam Wood appears to be moving towards his castle. Shaken, Macbeth nevertheless determines to fight to the death. Back with Malcolm's army, orders are given to begin the attack on Macbeth's castle. The 7th scene is in the castle once more, which has already been breached by soldiers from Malcolm's army. A young English soldier confronts Macbeth, but he is swiftly killed. Macbeth leaves the stage just as Macduff enters, desperate to find Macbeth, so that he can avenge the death of his wife and children. This happens in Scene 8, where Macbeth and Macduff fight, but not before Macduff tells Macbeth that he was not born naturally of a woman, because his was a caesarean birth. Realizing that he is doomed, Macbeth still resolves to fight on. The 2 men exit the stage, still fighting. Macduff returns in the 9th and final scene holding Macbeth's severed head. Malcolm, finally, is King of Scotland. His words thanking the nobles for their efforts and invitation to see him crowned a Scone conclude the play. In this final act, all of Macbeth's previous sources of support melt away until he is utterly alone. His soldiers and nobles desert him, and those that remain barely bother to fight Malcolm's army, if at all. The doctor flees the castle, Lady Macbeth dies, and, in the end, the witches effectively abandon Macbeth once he belatedly realizes that he's been tricked by their predictions. His transformation from heroic loyalist in Act 1 to beheaded tyrant in Act 5 is complete. And yet, in refusing to surrender, instead opting to meet his end directly despite knowing he is doomed, Macbeth gives a hint of the noble warrior he once was and could have been if only he hadn't succumbed to his fatal flaw of ambition. Lady Macbeth, too, is a victim of her ambition, destroyed by the guilt she previously dismissed as something that could be quickly and easily forgotten. Arguably, her likely suicide is just as tragic as Macbeth's death, another promising life undone by greed and a lust for power. However, both the Macbeths must die in order for there to be a sense of justice for the audience. Moreover, after the chaos and turmoil of the Macbeth's rule, the world must be turned the right way round again, and the natural order restored, with Malcolm's gaining of the crown. Of course, the witches still survive.